racing rides, people, and places. With your hosts, Brad Banshaw, Matt DeAndrea, and Aaron Hagar. New media for a new type of motorsport enthusiast.
Hey, I just hit the record button. That means episode 495. Yes,
Wow.
5 episodes from 500
Wow.
is coming your way from Shift and Stare with myself, Brad Fanshaw, and just to the side of me is a guy in a green shirt with a beard. Who's that?
Oh, Matt DeAndrea.
Yeah, that's him. And the clean-shaven guy up in the corner, who's that, Matt?
It's me.
Oh, Matt's twice. No, Aaron, Matt, and Brad. We're all here today. Welcome to the show, everyone. Hey, before we get into the nitty-gritty and everything like that, I want to make just a reminder that, can you believe it? We're almost to 500 episodes.
That's crazy.
That's halfway to 1,000, you guys. How's that for my mathematics?
Good job.
Well, you are the math guy.
Yeah, you know. That's what I was talking to my insurance guy this morning, and I blanked out when I was telling him we were talking, and I could not remember the term deductible. And I'm like going, damn it. I go, the amount that I pay if something happens, but he couldn't bring it up either. And then all of a sudden I hear from the other room, Rick goes, deductible? And I go, yeah, the deductible. You know, it's like,
it's happening to all of our brains.
By the way, you talk to a lot of insurance companies.
I do.
I don't know what's going on with all your stuff.
I pay a lot of money in insurance, and I don't like that, let me tell you.
There's a lot of stuff going on. Flat tires, trailers, boats, collisions.
Houses. Things falling from the sky.
A lot of stuff with deductibles.
If I had all the money I paid in insurance over the years, man, I'd be so wealthy. Part of it is I was watching this thing on YouTube the other day, and it was about that this scientist who said we're all living in the Matrix, you know, that whole theory. He goes, and the world actually ended in 1999. And he had all these theories why, and I'm like going, he was selling me on it, man. He goes, if you look back, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, each decade had its own trends and styles and looks and music. And he goes, but since we hit 2000s, it's all just vanilla. It's all just blah, you know.
And repeating.
Yeah, and then he was coming in with the Mandela effect stuff, you know, and it was, we've heard a lot of the ones that have been around for a while, and then he brought up some new ones. I'm like, wait a minute, come on, man, you know, and it was like one of them was the T-shirt company, Fruit of the Loom, right?
Right.
Well, you know their tag that's always been and their logo.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it been?
It's been a bowl of fruit, like a thing of fruit, mostly grapes.
Right. A cornucopia, right?
Right.
No, that's what I thought too, but nope, there's never been a cornucopia. Did I look it up on the internet? Hell yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, look at that.
It's just a group, and it's like there's even artwork on the internet of people going, no, this is how it looked, and I'm like, yeah, that's how it looked. And then the other one that stuck out was Oreo double stuff cookies. Right. And if you look on the package, it's double stuff with only one F. And everybody's like, no way, it was double stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember it being double stuff. Does our mind just fill in that stuff? Why would our mind have cornucopia? Yeah. I mean, a cornucopia. An extra F I can see, because that's how stuff is spelt. But a cornucopia? I mean, most people don't even know what a cornucopia is.
Wow.
And then the other one that really got me was maps now show South America canted to the east considerably. And he had maps from decades ago where it showed it straight down. And, you know, they're like, oh, well, that's just because new maps are more the geolocating is that much better and stuff like that. And it's like,
So we didn't know where South America was for a while. Like we assumed it was
well,
there.
it used to be like straight down. Like, you looked at maps and stuff and it was in line with California, just went straight down. Now it's like way over to the east. And
Well, that
and
makes
then-
sense because when I was looking for it when I was sailing, I never hit land.
Yeah, I know. But the
Hit an
biggest one,
iceberg.
you guys, the one that just blew my effing mind was they say that shift and steer
Oh.
used to be shift and steer, like a little and sign, but it's actually shift and steer. And they said even the on Instagram, when you go there, it's shift steer media. So it's changing again, I think. I think it's changing again.
Possibly as
Yeah.
the world reshapes. Aaron, you said stuff about repeating, and I know this is a little off topic, but even
We're way off
Hollywood,
topic already.
Hollywood seems like it hasn't made anything good original. Everything is
right.
just video games and movies based off of toys and breakfast cereals or like whatever, or reboots of old movies.
Captain
It's just
Crunch,
like,
the movie.
That was one of the
Yeah.
things this guy said. He goes, look at TV, look at film, look at cars. They're all reboots of past decades because there's nothing new. He goes, the only thing new is computers because they're running everything.
Wow, that's an interesting.
AI has already
conspiracy.
taken over.
and even the original things are based are that are successful are sequels, like franchises now, like Fast and Furious franchise. Like,
Yeah.
listen, one of the best movies that came out in the past couple of years, hands down, Top Gun Maverick, but it's a sequel, so it had
Yeah.
a built-in audience. You didn't know this, Brad, but there was a movie called Top Gun that came out in like 1986.
There was?
Yeah, it was about airplanes.
Wow, I didn't
stuff.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm waiting for the reboot of Max Headroom.
Listen, it's not going to surprise me.
I know. Where is it, right?
Actually, funny you mentioned, because Paul Rudd just posted like a commercial or something, and it was him recreating like his Nintendo NES commercial from when he was a kid. He got like the hair and the outfit, and he's like, so even as a parody, he's pulling from back then and kind of rebooting that.
There's nobody pulling from 2000, is there? Because
No, nobody
2000
cares.
never existed. Yes.
Yeah. We
The-
can all
the-
wear masks again and pull from 3 years ago.
And there was something else the guy was talking about, 2012, something about 2012. And he goes, there was something that happened in 2012. And he goes, and if you look at that, it's because the Mayan calendar actually ended in 2012. And that's when this, I'm like, oh man, you're wearing me out. I don't need to be stressed about stuff that I don't even believe in. I mean, come on. But I am. But
How
I am.
smart can the
teasing me.
Mayans be if they thought it was all going to end in 2012? They can't
Yeah,
count more than that?
Do you think they just all sat around and went, let's just pull some rando date and it'll freak them all out? They'll think, oh, yeah, that's when it all ends, And so,
Yeah. Anyway,
Sorry, I forgot to
now
put this fuse back in.
now something that you can be thoroughly stressed about is if you were going to head to the Velocity Invitational at Sonoma, well, it's been canceled. The reason they gave, the official reason, was because nothing really exists anymore. And they can't do an event that happens in so-called 2025 when it ended in 1990.
It's been postponed.
It's been postponed to 2026. I mean,
Uh,
that's a big postponement, guys.
yeah,
I mean,
I was thinking what till July, maybe
Yeah.
August.
their actual quote was, due to economic headwinds of 2025, we can only speculate that participation was way down both on spectator and on
probably
participants.
sponsorships. Yeah.
But here we go. We've talked about the tariffs. We've talked about the tariffs affect our economy. And when you're an event promoter, people never think about that. When they go to an event, they walk in, it's fun, and they're doing all the stuff, or they are a participant. That event promotion is extremely difficult, it's labor intensive, it's cash intensive. And if, promoters like this have to look, because I mean, think what that track alone costs to rent, let alone security and all the event things that go into it.
Insurance and
So
Ouch.
it's unfortunate. A lot of people look forward to that.
Yeah.
Bummer.
But they also look forward to an event that goes through the hills. It's one of those events that probably won't get canceled because it's all rich guys driving their fancy cars through the hills, sipping on wine, eating snacks, and bidding on charity events.
You're
and
not
this
getting a
event
Christmas
is
card
called
this year, Brad.
What's that?
You're not getting a Christmas card this year.
But
wait, I don't send them. Sorry.
Yeah. See?
Hold on a second. Brad literally prints Christmas cards. I
Yes.
still have a Christmas card.
I print my own. That way I feel really, really liked, I get it from all over. No, I'm just kidding about that. A great event, raises a lot of money for charity. Aaron's a big part of it and helps this one happen. So I'm going to let him talk all about it. It is the Napa Valley 750 coming up next month.
Actually,
there's not going to be a postponement, right?
No, it's next week.
No postponement.
Well, that's next month.
Our welcoming dinner is Sunday, this coming Sunday, and we start rolling on Monday. So I'm really excited.
Rolling.
Yeah, I'll be rolling the Morgan. I did fix the Morgan. We didn't talk about that last show, but
I saw your video.
I got the timing belt. Yeah, I got the cam belt on there, and of course, my buddy at Morgan sent me a very nice video. He always teases me when I break these things because he's like, "What are you doing? There was such an easier way to do it."
What are you doing to this thing?
Yeah, you wanker. Yeah. so he always likes
broke
to
it
tease
again.
me. But he does. I mean, he puts a damn thing on in less than 3 minutes. It took me 2 days. So, but last time it took me 5 days. So, but I literally got so frustrated. I sent him a note and I said, "This fucking thing, and I said, "I'm walking away. I'm going home." And I started cleaning up. I walked away. I yanked the belt off, threw it on the floor, lost my temper a little bit. And then I had a drink of water and relaxed and put on some Kenny G.
Yeah. Did you get that cassette out of the truck? One I found? Yeah.
I'm kidding. I didn't drink any water. And then and then I sat down and I put it on in under 3 minutes. And I'm like, okay, thank you, buddy. Your technique is the best.
Now, hey, talk about the 750, about how you're involved and about the paintings that you do and stuff like that.
Yeah. So Rick Kaufman and I, childhood friends. That's actually where I'm actually in the guest house right now. He's giving us a place to be in the last year, so we could find a new place down here.
That's how he makes sure the painting gets done. He locks you in there.
Oh, the cameras. There's cameras. Oh, those aren't smoke detectors.
Yeah, he's like, "Aaron, stop talking."
Cable.
No, he and I have been talking about doing a rally since high school, and we finally did it. We've been doing, I think this is our fifth or sixth year now, and we have a great group of people, mostly out of Colorado, from the Peak to Peak rally. Who we bring over and give them a little California coast experience. Napa Valley 750, all the proceeds go to the St. Helena Memorial Hospital Foundation. And each year we raise about $100,000, give or take.
Good.
And my artwork has been a big part of it, significant. I do the cover every year and we auction off the cover for the next year. So the next year's rally gets to see the new cover and take that artwork home, and then they bid on the next year's cover. And I also do the covers for the Peak to Peak rally now as well. But like the Peak to Peak rally, I got over $30,000 last year for this year's cover. So it's pretty significant. I'm really honored. I try to do 3 paintings, so at least we have the cover and then 2 more paintings that they can auction and make as much money for the charity as we can. And the charities really, if you look up the St. Helena Memorial Hospital and its foundation, it's a pretty neat hospital. You think St. Helena, this little tiny hospital, it has global impact. It's really, really cool. Some of the best doctors in the world have programs there, and it's like a legendary hospital. It's really cool. Anyway, so we support that. it is a very wealthy event. It's a very expensive buy-in, not the most expensive, but pretty pricey. It's a privilege to be a part of it. I'm really
Where does
excited.
the rally go, and what are some of the cars you're expecting?
So this year, I'd have to look it up. It's pretty impressive. We have a basic plotting every year, and we just kind of change a combination of destinations. So we're always our base station is always the Harvest Inn in St. Helena. And then from there, we branch out into different routes, and we do usually a coastal route for 2 days and then an inland route for 2 days. But which highways and which routes we take are kind of just a combination. There's only so many you can choose from.
And how many days is it?
It's 4 days. It's 4 days. Yes. Route.
That was a trick question because you said 2 days on the coast, 2 days inland.
2 days on the coast.
And why do you have a yellow Miata on your painting?
No, so it's 1972 and older sports cars. This year, there's a 71 Daytona belonging to Larry Winkler and a 275. These both Ferraris.
Guy from Happy Days?
Yeah, guy from Happy Days. And Rick's 275 is behind. They both bid on this year's cover. And Larry actually bid on Dad's LaFerrari at Barrett Jackson when I was there.
Oh,
and he
nice.
bought this car right there. I was standing right there when he bought this car. It was pretty cool. And Dad and I were admiring this car when it was in the lineup. He bought a couple other cars that were beautiful and in the lineup. Can't say he stole them, but I think he got a good value for what they are right now. They're damn near $1 million right now. So very high-end rally right there. There's probably $5 million in cars on that painting.
Can I just say something that $1 million is not what it used to be? Okay.
It is
so,
not.
When you're talking
It
$1 million
is not.
for a car, it's not like it used to be.
It's Facetious Brad Wednesday.
It's funny, Brad, when you mentioned that, though, when we talked about the tariffs and stuff, I found in the paperwork, I don't know, page 10, paragraph, whatever, the tariffs were not going to apply to collector cars. So cars 25 years old, if you were literally buying, this is actually pretty significant, though, because if you're going to spend a few $1 million at an auction at Goodwood event,
and bring it back,
the tariff would be a deciding factor, but it's not. It's not going to be. You'll be able to bring that
really
car.
Is. You're right. Yeah, for guys moving. Now, I wonder how that got eliminated from tariffs. What car guy was in there that said, "Hey, don't put them on cars"?
Well, I don't think it was a hard argument. Like they gave it whatever, it was 25 years old or something, because the point of the tariffs is to increase manufacturing here in the US. So to go, hey, what if I'm buying an old car, right? They're going to go, oh, it can't be just sweeping across automotive. The tariff can't just be, he's like, because what if I'm buying an old car or something like that there? Because we were talking about it before a few weeks ago. I was talking about it on CarCast. And I said, if you're buying a collector car, actually, if you think about this, if you're buying a collector car there and it's going to need some work and the parts come from overseas, like if you're buying an expensive Porsche.
You're saying bolt them on first or put them in.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying have the car restored over there and then ship the car, and then there's no tariffs on all those parts.
Now somebody's going to hear this, some
Right.
government official, and he's going to go, all right, that's it. Those are off. They're back on. Tariffs on those.
Right? Like if you had to show like receipts of all the parts you bought like in the last 30 days. But if you think about it, like if you spent, $500,000 on a car over there, and then you brought it here, and then you had Canepa restore it for you, and he's like, tariffs on all the parts. I got to get the shocks from Bilstein, and I got to get but if you have it all done over there, then you bring the car here, you would be saving a significant.
You know what that's like, Matt? It's like when I used to do a trade show booth at SEMA every year, and we had a car in the booth. We would load as much stuff in that car, in the trunk, on the seats, everything, because it costs $50 to spot a car into the booth. But if you brought a pallet, they put it on the thing, weighed it. And so we used to put boxes of catalogs and stuff in the trunk. And
it's funny you say that, because I'm sitting next to a pile of art that belongs to one customer that's on the rally. And it was going to be almost $1,000 to ship all that art, because I kind of have to ship it separately. So I didn't ask him. I probably should have asked him first, but I'm sorry you've waited a year, but if you don't mind, I'm going to put this in your car when you ship it back to Colorado.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm going to duct tape it to the front of the Morgan. That's how I'm going to get it down to the rally.
No, most of it's bubble wrapped and ready to go. I just have to bubble wrap one more. But yeah, it was going to be, even if I box it, it was like $890 just to ship it. I'm going, nothing in here is it's all my charity work. So it's like now I'm out $1,000 just to ship it. So anyway, I know that's a horrible thing, but I can't afford to spend $800 in shipping for free art. Anyway, it's a complicated
You got to
thing.
start thinking about how you're going to paint the canvas when you stretch canvas over those wings of that plane.
Actually, you know what? It's not canvas anymore. But yeah, I'm not going to stretch canvas over the wings of those.
No, you need to
planes.
and paint it.
No,
I don't want to. No, I don't want any argument on this. Aaron.
It's going to be left. It's going to be left in its archaeological state.
Yeah.
So you're just leaving it like it is. In other words.
I'm leaving it in with its bones.
It's like when you go to like,
fan. Yeah.
You know, when you go to RM and someone's like, this is a barn find. I go, oh, you didn't want to clean it. Exactly. And you didn't want to spend the money on restoring that car.
Yeah.
You just need to sell. You inherited that car and you need to move it. You don't have
even worse than that is when you see him on the grass at a Concord. Oh, barn find. Yeah.
Barn find.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm way over my head. I'm so far over my head that my two cars that I drive in the rally combined in value probably aren't even a quarter or a fifth of the next lowest value car on the rally.
To be honest with you, depending on what you're driving, they may be worth less than what your painting sold for at the charity auction.
The Morgan and the Mini, they're both actually gotten quite valuable, and I have valuable versions of them. But still, I mean, we're talking half of the fleet are $1 million plus cars. It's insane, and it's awesome because some of these folks are so passionate that they go to auctions annually and buy cars that they plan on driving. Oh, that would be fun to drive in the rally. I mean, what a great life and what great people.
God bless them. I wish I had that kind of money and time to be able to just go to a rally for 4 days and buy a new car every year for the rally. You know, I'm sure.
I wish I did. I'd be doing more rallies and giving more money to charity, you know, because I'd have more money to do that with.
I used to go to rallies all the time. Then they went out of business. I liked their fries. You know, it was good.
Oh, Brad must have changed brands of energy drinks.
Brad, when do we take a break? Do we need to take a break?
You know what, Matt? Let's take a break.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Woo! We're back.
Good job.
That was, I mean, the voiceover that Aaron did on that, I mean, it was incredible. Good job, Aaron. Good job.
Chucky's fried chicken.
Hey, there's a Porsche coming out that wouldn't be eligible for the rally. Could it go to the Velocity Invitational if they were having one?
Sure.
Well, it's pretty cool. It's called the 911 Spirit 70. This is the first day we can talk about it, and it's a Heritage Edition Porsche 911. They're doing 1,500 of them worldwide, and it's pretty cool looking. The first ones to hit the U.S. are cabriolets. They're not all cabs, are they, Matt? Or are they all cabs?
I think it's gonna be the cabriolet.
Only the cabriolet?
Yeah, and it's gonna be rear wheel drive, but it's based on a GTS. So it's the hybrid car. It's got the high voltage system with the e-turbo and the electric motor on I think it's on, there's one on the turbo to spool it up, and then maybe one on the transmission. It's a complicated hybrid system, but yeah, that's what the car is going to be based on. That 532 horsepower. It's gonna be quick.
And 242,500 base price, which is
Okay.
57,500 over the price of a standard 911 Cabriolet. So
Crazy.
that's
Yeah, but over the price of a GTS Cabriolet?
that I don't know. That I don't know. I'm just telling
Yeah.
you, you know, the standard
But you
Cabriolet.
know, the collectability with these cars, just wait. It'll pop up on Bring a Trailer and it'll be 400 grand.
Oh, I know. But it's cool. I love the graphic stripe, you know,
Yeah.
that 911 that becomes, and the fact that the stripe even continues onto the canvas top.
And that's a Targa only, correct? It has that aluminum trim on the Targa side.
Yeah, this is gonna just be the convertible.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a Cabriolet, full Cabriolet.
oh, sorry. The
Gold-plated badges that
Targa
are
came up.
really cool. The rear deck lid badge is really cool, special.
Yeah. Although
Center lock wheels that look really good. The
Well, this
I
bronze is
agree
cool.
though. I like the Targa. I think that's a cool car.
When I Googled the Heritage series, only the Targa came up. So my
Yeah, I don't know if
apologies.
you're gonna find pictures of this yet. It was just embargoed and it
Ah,
just got lifted a few hours ago. So what you're looking at, Aaron, is they did a number 50, they did a 60, and they did a 70. This is the 70. The 50 is the Targa, the 60 is the
got it.
coupe, and the 70 is the convertible.
Ah,
Over the years, they did a few versions.
so
But
I
they
had
won't be
mentioned
doing one past 1999. So there won't ever be a Heritage 2000. Okay, just so you know.
for you YouTubers out there, I had mentioned Matt Watson in our pre-talk because he had bought the ST and the 63, and so he had bought the coupe version. So that's what that was. I
That's what it
didn't
was.
realize there were different versions of it. Yeah, the Targa. I'm starting to like those Targas with the big rear window and the aluminum panel. That they're cool looking.
I do, and it's power, right? So it
Yeah.
folds up.
Yeah.
It's a Targa, but you don't have to take the panel off. And I like the GTS. Now, I haven't driven this new hybrid one, but previously the GTS was always a great spec, in my opinion. Because if you think about it, like the GT cars you can get with a center lock wheel. The Turbo, I don't think you could, but the Turbo S, you can get a center lock wheel, and the GTS. So you can get that look. You can get the center lock looks. You can get a great spec, a lot of good standard equipment. I always just thought that was a good version of the 911.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're good looking. I'll tell you, I went down the Porsche rabbit hole yesterday because we decided to get rid of the new Defender, and Misha still wants a little Porsche. So I cannot afford a Porsche. I mean, I cannot believe how expensive
They really are.
everything from 2020, even 2019.
I know. Even the used ones.
I mean, used ones are all over 100 grand. I mean, they're up in the high 100s, 200s. I mean, for a regular old 911, unbelievable. And I'm just,
great for the brand.
I mean,
but,
great for
tough.
the brand, but insane. So I have to buy if she wants one, a very used car. But I mean, holy hell!
Or you're gonna get into something like an old Boxster, and you're gonna have some issues.
Yeah, which we don't want to do. So I keep telling her, honey, Porsche is not us. I don't love them, and
I've got an idea.
I've got an idea. Make more money.
No.
Yeah.
Buy a Tesla, because the Model S Tesla lost the most value of any used car last year. So there you go. There you go. And when they did their top 20, Aaron,
yeah,
3 other models of Teslas were in the top 20.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was looking at Teslas, not for me, but for Dad's wife Kari, because she has an older Model S, and I was like, do you know that you could buy a Plaid for 40 or 50 grand right now? Like, wouldn't you rather have a Plaid? She's like, well, what's the trade-in on mine going to be? I'm like, well, you have a first generation S. Probably nothing.
Yeah, next to
Although,
nothing. Yeah, it's right next to
the S hasn't
right
really had a major change. So there's not going to be, there's subtle differences they made over the years, but it hasn't had like it's not a big money maker for them, right? So the Model 3 just got a facelift, and I think the SUV based on the Model 3. The Model Y just got a significant change. Both cars, they're smaller, probably not what Kari wants, but a much better ride quality and a few improvements. And they brought back the signal stock on the.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because it was driving everyone nuts. No one uses their signal already.
Oh,
So they
Teslas
brought
are
that
terrible.
back.
In Marin, Teslas are terrible. It used to be Subarus and Priuses. Now it's Teslas. I had three. I took Dad's Cobra for a drive, and I was servicing the 456 Ferrari. So I took that out. And in those 2 days that I was driving, every single near accident that I had was from a Tesla. Pulling out, not using a signal, braking erratically, passing me where they shouldn't pass me. I mean, just crazy stuff. And I'm going, what the hell?
The biggest problem with the Teslas is you take this group of people at bottom, all of a sudden it's the most powerful car they've ever had in their life, or they've never even had a car before, and now they have this. They think that because they have that, every stoplight I want to be two cars up there, boom, 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 and they just pull in front of you and drive like maniacs.
Oh, it's crazy.
Crazy. It really, really is.
I mean, as Kari starts to shop around, though, there's so many decent competitors now that came out, and I mean, BMW i5 is a fantastic.
Well, she has an Audi e-tron in Southern California. This was my idea. It wasn't hers. I think she's perfectly happy with.
So the e-tron car that you're talking about, based on the Taycan, had a few bugs, didn't sell very well. Getting some changes.
It's been in the shop a lot.
Yeah, the new Taycan is got some changes as well. Adam Carolla bought the Q8 SUV e-tron, the electric, and likes it a lot. I think he's doing well with it. But Audi had just sent me, I just spent a week driving the Q6 e-tron. It's a little smaller than the Q8.
I saw one of those on the road. That's a good looking little.
And it's nice looking. Yeah. It's sharp looking. It's a little tight with the back seat. Like it'd be a little snug to put people in the back seat, but the front is comfortable and the hatch area has plenty of room. They just had to make a decision, right? More back seat room or more luggage room, and they figured, let's go with the luggage space. But it looks good, better range, better battery tech. All around. I had an early one because it's a press car. So for some reason, the radio would work and then the radio wouldn't work and then it would work and then it wouldn't work. It was on, but I couldn't hear anything. The volume wouldn't do anything. And then sometimes if I shifted away from CarPlay and back to the radio, it would work. So they got to figure that thing out. Maybe at least, but that's probably just an over-the-air update, so not a big deal. But I drove around. It's good. It's comfortable. And I will say, unlike some of these EVs that are out like the Tesla, this feels like a normal Audi when you get in. It's got a regular shifter, stock. It's got gauges in front of you. It's digital, but it has a gauge back. You don't have not everything's on the touchscreen. It's got some decent buttons in it. Like it's not like a wildly different version of an Audi where there's only one screen and there's nothing in front of you. And so it feels like a regular car. And you're right, it is sharp looking. They did a nice job.
Yeah, it really looks good. And the Porsche thing that I mentioned, that was just for 911s. Caymans were down and affordable. The whole 718 series Boxsters, like you said, were affordable. Macans, but we already had one, super affordable. We don't want another SUV. Same with the Cayennes, were actually decent. But the Taycan, that was the one that really surprised me. Values for those were really, and the Panamera, which we didn't want, but values on those were perfectly reasonable. Just the 911 specifically, the 911.
That's where they hold their value in their lineup. But you're right, the Taycan, you can get a used one of those at a good price.
Yeah, like I was like, wow, like that's doable, but we don't want to do electric. We drive too much. It just doesn't suit our lifestyle. We don't have the ability to charge the way we need to and want to, and it's not going to work. But
it kind of.
So you're against electric vehicles. You're making the statement right here on this episode.
Oh yeah, I've made it before.
Okay. You hate electric vehicles, and you hate
California,
the environment.
It's a behavioral shift. Like
it's a behavioral shift. It doesn't suit our lifestyle, so I'm not there yet. I've been thinking about getting an electric motorcycle, like I mentioned every episode. I still toy with the idea. And a Fiat 500. I'm still looking at. I have like 5 saved in my classifieds ads. But again, it's like, what do I take it to the shop or take it back? But if it barely makes it to the shop, it's not going to charge enough for me to get home, so it doesn't work.
Yeah,
I'm looking at getting a new tank of gas this week.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Even diesel here is $5 a gallon.
Fiat
Jeez.
500 looks fun and all that, but it's not
No.
something I can recommend.
No, it's terrible.
It's not something I can recommend.
It's terrible.
That's why I haven't pulled the trigger. It is. It's terrible. I mean, yeah, it's the above spec. It's cool. They're cute looking, but the reality is they've the real world, especially a used one with some miles on it, that's in my price range for $4 or $5 grand. It barely has 40 miles range on it.
I saw a car for sale that you should buy, Aaron.
What?
It's it's hard to describe. Do you know what a 1930s Mercedes-Benz looks like? Like the old parade cars?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, imagine that. But imagine that body on a 1960 Jaguar MK9 chassis that's been lengthened. Okay. And then they've added like some better suspension under it and stuff like that. So you've got the looks of a Mercedes, but a Jaguar underneath for reliability, right?
It's kind
You
of
lost me at, you know what you should buy?
Yeah.
No.
Everything you said after that, I think I blacked out.
Now, this is a very famous car. It's got rack and pinion steering, as I said, left-hand drive configuration, and get ready, a 285 horsepower Jaguar XKE engine under the hood, mated to a Jaguar 4-speed manual transmission. What more could any guy want to have?
Did George Barris build it?
Yeah, right.
This car is famous, as I said, because it was the movie car for the original Indiana Jones.
Oh, okay.
Now, I never knew that.
Cool.
I always thought it was a Mercedes. I didn't know it was on a Jaguar chassis.
Wow.
And one of the producers from the film kept it, and he sold it a while back for $60,000.
Wow.
Back in, I should say a while back. It was a long time back. It appeared in '82 at the Ball Harbor Concours d'Elegance, and the car sold in '08 for $60,000.
Wow.
Well, it's for sale again, and you can have it for a mere $275,000.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Well, it's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful car. It looks a lot like one of the ones Hitler drove, I think. But
yes, exactly, a Hitler parade car. But if you think back, Indiana Jones, wasn't that what it was?
It was Hitler's parade car.
It was like he was, yeah. But I mean, you would think that if you're building something for a movie or something, wouldn't you put like a Chevy small block in it? Or
you would think, like that? Yeah.
I mean, not a Jaguar. And
wow,
gosh,
that's hilarious.
Movie cars have got to be the most, just conglomeration.
Oh, I know.
It's whatever
anything goes. No rules. Well, no rules.
You know what bugs me? You know what bugs me more than anything is when I'm watching a movie, and I'm like immersed in this movie, and this is a car guy thing. And I'm watching it. I was watching some show the other night, and the guy he was in some cool Mustang or something. And when they opened the door, the car's black, but the inside, all around the door and everything, it's all candy blue or blue, metallic blue. And I'm like, damn it, why couldn't they just spray the door sills and the door jams? Come on.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be
no
great.
budget.
It's for TV or film.
I know, but if you're going to do a shot where they get in and out, at least do that.
You would
have to do them both. Do just the driver's door or something.
But
and I know why, because we've been there. We've seen them make these cars, and they just tape up the windows and shoot the hole outside with the door shut, and that's it. But
yeah, it's terrible. Speaking of which, one of our patrons bought an XK Roadster. I think it's a Roadster.
And he just painted it with the door shut?
No. They wrapped it like the Jaguar. So
Oh, like the
yeah.
Jaguar.
so it has the British flag on the Union Jack all over the whole car.
Nice.
That should be interesting.
I mean, it's fun for like a rally event like that because it
exactly.
stands out.
But even that's like stretching. Like these are real classy cars. They're real beautiful examples of very, very rare and prestigious cars, and that's going to be a bit of a novelty. So we'll see.
Come on, you gotta have some fun. What are these people so stuffy they can't have fun? Come on.
No, I
Hey,
know exactly. Well, it's Larry. It's he's all about
you
fun.
know, we were talking about movie cars and stuff like that, but we had a conversation we started before the show, which was about YouTube, which you know, you think of media and cars and stuff like that, and oh, there they are wrapping the Jaguar. It looks good. It looks good. I think it would have been better if they had wrapped it with the American flag, though. I'm just saying.
Oh, Bradley
Could have been the tariff wire. You know, I mean,
Jaguar.
yeah, the tag wire, the taff
Isn't
wire.
that a watch?
Yeah.
We could come up with a name. Just give us a little time, you know.
We almost had Hoyer as a sponsor that they keep entertaining, but I haven't landed them yet. We did pick up Rugged radios, so we have Rugged, so we can actually talk to each other when we're making wrong turns. But sorry, anyway.
Why don't you just put a big PA system on one of the guys' cars and
On the Jaguar?
yeah,
Oh,
and
like
it's
uh,
hey everybody, turn at the next right.
like Blues Brothers style.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
I always get
like
get
that.
so stressed out when I'm driving solo because I can't look at the directions and drive at the same time. And I have a really hard time because there's no GPS. We have to use maps, and
But we were talking about YouTube and talking about influencers on there and like that. We were having a debate about the fact Matt hates influencers. I don't know what he's got against them, but he absolutely hates them. No, what
I
we
didn't
were
really say that.
what we were
specifically.
debating is that you're either like totally immersed into YouTube and watching, you know, these shows and following these influencers that the people that build on YouTube and like that, or it's like you don't know anything about them. And we were talking about how TV shows, when Motor Trend TV was around, Speed Vision, all of those, you would just be flipping through and you might land on something and go, oh, what's this? And where YouTube, you have to consciously put in a search. What are you looking for? I want to see how to take a tortoise shell and make it into a hot rod. You know, I mean, and that's a real thing, by the way. So
It's not a very
if you
big
don't,
car.
if you haven't seen it, go put in tortoise shell hot rod, and you'll find it on YouTube. And the whole thing. I mean, don't you guys think that it's more of a you either run into something because you're looking on how to do something, or you're actively searching for builds or something. What do you think?
There are so many automotive specifically. There are so many YouTubers out there that are popular, that are doing a great job, and I just haven't heard of. I'm just not one of the YouTube browsing type of guys. I'm not that, you know, it's good or bad. Like, it's just not where I get my content from. But yeah, I just think when you're flipping through stations, there's often commercials and promos. So even if you don't watch a show, you're like, oh, that looks like the guy from, you know, whatever, Storage Wars or something, you know? And I've never seen it, but I could recognize the guy because there's probably enough commercials that I've seen the guy. I don't think you really get that as much on YouTube as I'm watching how-to videos when I am on YouTube. And honestly, it's like the conventional way to promote, you know, television shows, especially in the automotive or reality shows. There's publicists, there's events, there's meet and greets, there's, you know, lines at SEMA show, and
That's them building it.
yeah.
Wow.
And I don't see a lot of that with the YouTubers. We're starting to see some of it. Like, you know, Tavares does a great job. He shows up at SEMA, does a bunch of stuff. TJ Hunt he's got big sponsorships with MagnaFlow, and he does stuff there. But yeah, I just kind of out of the loop with a lot of them. But Aaron, I know you're a fan, and that's where you watch a lot of your content is on YouTube.
Well, you're not part of the 95% of global users on the platform. So know that you're a
Well,
minority.
I mean, I watch how-to videos.
No, you know,
I'm gonna watch a video on how to watch videos.
How to
on
unstop
YouTube.
your toilet. How to get the light bulb
YouTube
changed in my
University.
refrigerator.
Yeah.
YouTube University. I kind of equate this to the move from standard television to Comcast or whatever the networks were back then on cable.
Rabbit ears to cable
satellite.
TV. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, and then satellite to streaming services. And I remember I was furious when we lost our regular TV service and had to go to cable. And then I got angry when we had to go to satellite. I got angry when we had to go back to cable.
You're angry.
And then I got angry when we had to start streaming. But I mean, it's just the evolution of things. And
where do you watch most of your YouTube content?
On my TV.
On your TV, okay.
Yeah, I have an Apple TV hooked up to our big TV. So for me, I and how this started, folks, is I had mentioned Matt Watson. Hey, did you see that Matt Watson? They're like, who? And I'm like, oh my God, Matt Watson. Like, who?
ShamWow guy.
Yeah, no. And you forget when you're immersed in modern media, you forget that not everybody is. And YouTube is definitely that. I watch 99.9% of my personal content on YouTube, all of it. At night, I'll sit down with my wife and we'll watch, Netflix or Max or, Disney Channel or whatever for other series that we're looking for. But that's the streaming world is you go to the network that provides the show that you want to watch, whether it's The Last of Us or, whatever
let's talk about
series. Yeah, whatever series or show you watch, you go to that specific streaming service. My interest is learning. So I'm either going to masterclass, which I haven't been watching as much lately, or I go to YouTube because I'm always looking for information. And in YouTube, you're following.
What do you learn from a master class?
A lot of things, Bradley. But with YouTube, it's different because you get to follow relationships. You get to follow and build relationships visually with people that interest you, people that you either know and you support your friends, like a lot of us do, the community, or people of interest that do things that you like to do, and you follow a journey. You follow a build of their home or a build of their farm or the build of their car, or motorcycle. And that includes people we all know, like Jay Leno, to the guys from Top Gear. To me, it's another network, and I argue that, but I don't know that everybody has embraced it. If you look at their numbers, I think their numbers far exceed a lot of networks, but they still haven't been adopted. You can go down the rabbit hole of finding a lot of junk, and that's my wife's argument, is I see more junk than stuff I want to see. But like anything, as you become better at navigating and the algorithm knows you better, I think it starts feeding you things a little easier that you're looking for and things that you like.
Well, I think that's one of the big problems with YouTube right now at its point in growth is that there is a lot of junk. There's a lot of stuff like what I put on my channel that versus content, I mean, no, but I mean, being serious, it's like there's guys who maybe they have a good message or they have something cool, but it's just not edited well. It's not put together well.
Yeah.
The content, the story is not, developed. And
but that's social media. That's social media in general. I mean,
everything I
everybody
put
knows
on
how to
YouTube
take a
is
good
terrible.
photo. Yeah, correct. Use good audio. I mean, we had those challenges when we were doing our YouTube in the beginnings too. I went through tons of audio stuff, and
But on the same thing, there is some content that you will not find anywhere else, and you just sit there and you're mesmerized by it, even though it's horrible. It's like the guy who's in the thrift store and he found, a rare painting, and it's like, you're like, okay, did this really happen? Or is this,
well,
he
that's
found it, brought it,
part.
put it on the shelf, I mean,
you got to remember, bottom line, it was built for entertainment and sharing information. So a lot of that is still entertainment based because
are you saying when I was on Storage Wars, that was not real? I mean, because I stood there and
changed.
I
If you're
bid it.
watching
Now, I
it,
didn't know how I was going to
then
pay for those, but I bid.
That happens a lot in life.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know how to pay for stuff.
What do you think I bid
Well,
on
I
it?
gotta get more into some of the YouTube stuff. Like CarWow, maybe I've heard of the channel. I certainly haven't heard of the host, but millions of people watch his stuff. 10 million subscribers. I don't know why I'm not one of them. It's never even come
He's
up.
British, right?
Yeah, he's British. He's
Okay,
British.
well, he's got the whole European continent that watches him.
He's the British Doug DeMuro. That's all it is.
Who's Doug DeMuro?
Honestly, haven't seen his Doug stuff either. I mean, on
changed.
Instagram, I see the clips, and he's funny because I don't know, he's sort of like a Jim Carrey, sort of overacting, and just his delivery and stuff is.
I can't watch him if that camera's at a low angle and I see that thick tongue in there spitting all over it. I can't watch it sometimes. I love Doug. I love Doug, but sometimes I can't take Doug.
You know what? And it's like anything else. You could have the same content with a different host and it wouldn't even come across. It's, it's like Shift and Stare. If they got some decent guys for Shift and Stare, it might be huge.
Now, if you haven't indulged, it can definitely be a time void. It can just suck up all a time black hole. But it is a great wealth of information, and once you kind of navigate and can find the things that actually help you. For instance, my Land Rover is losing its clutch. My 110, my big boy. I upgraded the turbo and the engine and the torque, and now I'm slipping in fifth gear. So I said, do I want to do this job? I looked up parts. They're affordable. I could do the job. So I went to YouTube and typed in my search, and I was able to just visually scan through a little quality check, clicked on one and went, oh shit, I don't want to do this job. I clicked on
and
another
what's
one
amazing about that, Aaron, is that there was actually a video of somebody doing it.
Yes,
you know?
and I gotta say, the Morgan three-wheeler, when the cam belt broke, instead of bugging my buddy Craig in England, I just did a quick search just to remind myself the job. And Beasley was the only one out there with any content. So in a rare vehicle like the Morgan, there's a very limited amount of content, which makes me go, well, maybe I should start putting out content on the Morgan.
There's a limited amount of viewers, though. That's the problem.
And that's the thing is more obscure things sometimes are harder to find, but you will find something. And that is the beauty of online shopping. Is no matter what you're looking for, you will find it somewhere.
Content is all about finding the thing that somebody can put themselves into. Like either, I need to know how to do this, or, I would like to go there, or, oh my God, I can't believe that happened and I want to hear all about it. I fell into something the other night on YouTube on my TV watching it, and it was about 20 disasters or whatever that befell people or whatever. This one guy, he was hiking some famous mountain by himself, right? He tripped and fell, got wedged between two boulders, could not get away. 2 days later, after spending nights and surviving these nights up on this mountain peak, two young kids come along. They find him. They call in a rescue crew. The rescue crew gets there. And
Scary.
the guy unwedged. He's, other than being dehydrated and, out in the elements and everything, he was doing real good. They said 20 minutes after he was rescued, he tripped on a rock, fell down, and broke his neck. I mean, it's like, okay, that was the kind of stories it was. And you just sit there and you go, huh?
I watched that for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It did not have a happy ending. Definitely use caution. Information, like anywhere in the world now, check for accuracy, check for sources. There's a lot of garbage out there, and you're going to find it on YouTube. So just be smart with the information you're getting.
I ran into that myself.
More and more garbage.
Yeah, I ran into that myself. I was trying to get a simple how-to on how to change the clutch on my Turbo 400 transmission. And I ran into some erroneous information on that. My
Was it
Turbo
Honda
400 automatic,
Yeah.
changing
No,
the
it makes
clutch
sense.
discs.
Right.
This guy told me that I had it down, but it wasn't right. Or the half shafts on my 12 bolt. I don't know how to, get some of this stuff straightened out, you guys.
Well, at least you didn't fall victim to the blinker fluid scam. So,
What do you mean? I bought some of that. It was discounted on Amazon.
someone sent me a post, and it was brilliant. It was literally someone's blinker that the seal had failed, and it was full of water. and they said, I don't even remember what the joke was, but they said something about it being overly full with blinker fluid, or is it time to add more or something? And it was good. It was good.
All right, boys.
Oh man, life's fun, dude.
What, do you think it's time to go, Matt? Is that what you're insinuating? Matt
tell?
wants to go watch YouTube.
No,
That's
Matt
what
has
it
to
is.
pee. Look at him. He has to pee. He's
Is that
squirming
what it is?
like a little girl.
I know my dog is sitting here. I'm petting him.
Oh, okay.
Where is my dog? He hasn't been snorting around here.
Oh, hey, I got a new dog.
What?
Yeah, I really did. We're actually fostering a dog.
Aw.
This dog was abandoned in the desert with its puppy,
Oh my gosh.
and two guys found it. And my wife's part of a rescue thing, and they couldn't find anyone to, take care of it. Now, I'm not really into these rescue dogs or anything.
Well, it's because they moved
Oh,
the
yeah.
meth lab, Brad.
What'd you do?
They
Leave
moved
the
meth
puppy?
lab.
You just got the dog?
Well, the mom, one of the things with the rescue, they do it all by the books. The dog either has to be spayed or neutered when they come in. And she also had a broken tooth they think might have happened out in the desert somewhere, fell or something. So between the tooth surgery and the other surgery, they didn't think it was a good idea to have the puppy, jumping all over her, give her a little break. So they put that one to sleep. And well, I don't mean permanently. I mean, in a nice home. No,
They just pet it till it went to sleep.
yeah, no. So someone else is
Oh, Brad.
taking care of the puppy, and we have the other dog.
Good luck with that. We've fostered 3 dogs over the past few years, and it could be a handful. The last one we had,
I was afraid.
Chester, was young, maybe a year and a half, 2, and then my dogs are like 10, and we've fostered over the years, but now they're at the age of like, you can't bring these kids over here.
Exactly. Yeah.
These little dogs, they're like, they play with my stuff. They take my spot. That's my cuddle spot. They're like, they eat my food. And like the older dogs, like, my patience is wearing thin.
That's right.
They're turning into like, they're like, get off my lawn. Like,
Exactly.
They're those guys. So I don't know. Maybe if we fostered another one, maybe a senior dog where everyone just mopes around.
There you go.
Well, this dog is pretty lethargic, so it's good for mine, and they're doing okay. There's a little bit of what you said. Hey, man, no, the cuddle time's mine, man.
Yeah.
And but we're doing well, and so far so good. But as time goes on, new liberties are being taken by the new dog, right? They're like, oh, well, I can get away with this. Oh, I can get away
Right.
with that. And
Look at me. I'm wounded. I only have half a tooth.
yeah, exactly. But I was asking Charlotte, I said, with this foster thing, when does the state start paying us the checks?
Yeah,
She said that's not the case.
that's not happening.
She said that's only with kids. I said, so when do we get them?
Brad's always looking for the angle, right?
So anyways, yeah. So,
Oh, you wanted a 5th lug nut? Oh,
Yeah.
that's extra.
Yeah.
so anyways, so we got a dog. Now we have 2 dogs.
Wow.
So anyway,
What's the dog's name?
I have no idea. No, it's April. I don't know if they named it that when they found it in the desert because it was April, or if that was always
Probably.
Sounds like that's the case.
Probably.
Yeah, because I don't think they couldn't ask her what was your name.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what that means, Brad? It means
Right.
when that dog heals up, it's going to be a hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We've had,
Exactly.
if I get this, we've had Darla, Biscuit, and Chester.
Ah. Chester was a handful, wasn't he?
Chester was the young one. Chester
Uh,
was.
I got to be honest with you. Charlotte originally told me we were getting the puppy and the mom dog, And I was like, oh, Charlotte, I don't know, a puppy, you know, that's only like 2 months old or something. That thing's going to be peeing
up all
everywhere.
night.
It's going to be chewing everything up. It's like,
Yeah.
so I'm
Especially
actually
one raised
relieved.
in the desert.
Yeah. But you know what? This dog, it does not want to go out the back door at night. You know, I always let my dog out before we go to bed. Will not go out there. And I'm like, well, you know, I guess if I was abandoned in the desert and had to, you know, we don't know how long it was out there. You know, maybe it was
Yeah.
like shit. For all we know, it could have had 5 puppies with it when it started. You know, we don't know.
Yeah.
You know, so anyways.
Well,
But
good luck.
I'm looking on YouTube how to take care of a puppy. I mean, how to take care of a dog.
Yeah,
Well, just
you
keep
should
an
be
eye out for that.
Googling, you should be looking on YouTube is how do you get your dog Murphy to take care of the puppy?
There
Right,
you go.
right,
He's
right.
doing a pretty good job. I was really worried. I didn't know if he'd, you know, like a dog in his, you know, zone, but we feed him in separate rooms and try and keep all that kind of stuff separate, you know.
Just
so.
smear it with peanut butter, see what happens.
But I came home the other night and my dog always runs to greet me. He was there greeting me, and here comes April running. She jumped on his back so she could get higher up.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
man.
So, anyways. All right, guys. Well, hey, we've got another episode down. We're getting closer to that 500th episode. And you know all what happens on the 500th episode. You send us gifts. And to celebrate it. That's how it works, everybody. But we'll be back next week. That's a promise, not a threat. Thanks for listening to Shift and Steer.